What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys oh so very much for tuning in. Thank you guys for being here. I apologize for being kind of MIA for a few days, and I'm still really backed up at the shop. A lot of work came in, and we're just dealing with that and other things as well. And so my wife and I are looking for a different house. We're going to look for a bigger, fancier, nicer house. That's what we're looking for. So I've been putting a lot of energy in that too. So we've been doing a lot of things on the side. Pray for that works out because we need that. Anyways, I've got some great articles here. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Stuff that is just like have you go things that make you go, this is what this is gonna be. And with no further ado, let me see if I can make all this happen here. Let me get myself out of the way. So we've got a lot of things going on. A lot of things. And I'm gonna start. We'll get to Ice Cube here in a little bit. One of the articles is going to be Ice Cube, and I'm looking forward to that actually, dude, because I gotta play the audio and be careful because it's got some few f-bombs in it, and I'm pretty sure everybody here in my audience has said a cuss word or two. So if I let a slipperoo of the thing, I'm pretty sure you'll forgive me. I won't make it. It's not like a habit. We don't, I think that. Cursing isn't that big of a deal as long as it's kind of like in context, but when you make it a point to do so to try to show strength in a conversation, it tends to show weakness. So we want to maintain. We like satire, and we love being like to mess around a little bit, but we also want to have some integrity and a little bit of morals here in this thing. So get out the way again, guys. Man, let me tell you something. Carrie Lake. I can't do the article. I can't go to it, but because there's stuff in there that just YouTube doesn't like. But just in a nutshell, there are a lot of filings that are fixing to take place. Georgia. Georgia. Let me tell you something about Georgia. There is more filings still in 2020 going on. I know. There's still some of that. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to say anything happened, by the way, YouTube, but there's just filings going on when it had to do with things that happened in 2020. And there's, I'll think if I can thumb through that here in a little bit. But here is, this is great news, guys, except for the fact that the only reason being is because these charges got dropped against Greg Phillips and Kathy Engelbright because they knew that this case did not need to get looked into. You got to remember, what they did earlier was expose what Connect did and what was involved with that. Now, I can't say what they did because charges have been dropped, and so I can't say anymore because if I say that, then I'm spreading some kind of weird information that's not right. But there was some charges that got filed on Connect, but they got dropped, but it was exposed by Kathy Engelbright and Greg Phillips. And they got put in a federal prison for contempt because they wanted Greg and Kathy to come off the name of the whistleblower, and they did not, and they were released from that, and they still have not. But now their charges have been dropped. But let me tell you this, because if their charges were to have followed through and they went with what was going on, then that would have exposed what was happening with Connect. More than likely, I'm not going to say that for sure, YouTube, but we just use our thinkies. And of course, the conditions that both of them were kept in were they're pretty bad. I remember there was the shower cells where, you could see straight through them, and they, had the shower in front of workers of the jail or whatever. It was pretty bad. There's a lot of things that went on in there, and they only do that because they want to. Calm that down a little bit. They to humiliate them. That's how that works. And then. So there was an apology issued by Balenciaga because they just issued an apology because of the bondage bear and some stuff that had to do with the underage stuff kids and things and whatnot. Oh my goodness. Anyways, well, here's another ad, and it's got the Belgian painter known for the Philadelphia blood ritual, occultism, cannibalism, racism. Okay, that's Belgian painter known for. I'm trying to think of the name of the person here, but Balenciaga is getting slammed once again for a new ad campaign and featuring a book by controversial artist Michael Borman's whose work has been linked to Philadelphia. It's not Philadelphia at all, guys. Please forgive me for you guys if I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying it. The word that sounds like that. And these rituals, a Gateway Pundit, this is one of the paintings, and they're pumping this. Balenciaga has received internet backlash for the creepy ad featuring 2 young girls holding stuffed animals dressed what looks like to be bondage gears, and now they're into this right here. And so Balenciaga, let's keep an eye on these people. I don't know what's going on with you guys, but there's definite. Let's look at Reba McEntire. The reason Reba McEntire's husband left her finally revealed. Okay, I don't know what's going on there, but we don't. But that's. I'll give it an It's Pat. You remember that show, It's Pat? That show would be so cool right now. Come on, let's do another remake of It's Pat and see how well the lefties like that. I just thought of that. We can't do those movies ever again, guys. That's not going to happen. First openly trans New Hampshire lawmaker who made earlier bomb threats is arrested for stalking a woman. This is no joke. This is a New Hampshire lawmaker. Okay. Had made bomb threats at a hospital and got arrested again. Okay, let me read the article. I'll get it so I can get the timeline right here. Stacy Lawton, or more like Stephen Lawton. Stephen Lawton was the first transgender lawmaker elected in New Hampshire. Stacy, or Stephen, was arrested for calling a hoax bomb threat at the Vermont hospital. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's weird. Okay, so Stephen Lawton, the first state's openly transgender legislator, was elected to the House of Representatives and then withdrew its candidacy days later, said Thursday that it's the person responsible for calling in the hoax. I have to use it's because I'm not sure what that is. And this is what happened. So after spending 2 weeks receiving treatment in a Vermont hospital for bipolar disorder, Lawton walked into a Nassau Police Department on noon Thursday and turned itself in on a warrant for the February 27th incident where that Stephen was back stalking this woman. And they don't disclose who the woman is, but there's some crazy... That's a lawmaker making laws right there. For your state. Elon Musk, by the way, dude, more stuff coming out with that. This is pretty crazy. Elon Musk found a whole bunch of T-shirts. There's a woke I said woke all over. We found these. So you buy this building. You got this business now, and you're in this huge building. And I don't know that most people do this. You know, most of the time these boss men, they don't even be there. They're gone. They buy the company. They were there for a week or two. They get it on its feet. They get it rolling. They got people in there, and they don't even be there. It's kind of like a... You know, and you can do that, but most of the time, if you want something to run right, you got to be there. And so Elon Musk is there messing around, and he's bored after tweeting all day long and trolling everything and making everybody. I laugh sometimes at all that. I have a good time watching that, and I still don't trust him with the things in your head. So don't just look it. Okay, guys, don't worry. I'm still with us on that. I'm still watching Elon Musk closely, but I am enjoying what's going on behind the scenes. Well. Elon Musk is digging through closets and finds this whole big stash of woke shirts. And here we are. Look at this. This is what was in a big closet in there. Stay woke. Elon said, "What in the world is this all about?" And he tweets this out. He doesn't care. It's so like this is the Twitter's former CEO, Jack Dorsey, wore this shirt back in... So this is from back in 2016, so there's probably just some leftover stuff and all. Yeah, there. Right there. Stay woke. Oh, man. Anyway, so, you know. Maybe those will go up for sale on eBay. I don't know. Maybe we could make, like, you could use them for a heater. Okay, if any of you folk out there that knows anything about some older folk, if you wanted to get rid of a bunch of mosquitoes and you're trying to work on your truck in the yard, you could take an old greasy t-shirt and light it on fire and kind of let it just smolder, and the mosquitoes would stay away. little bing, little food for that. Okay, all right. So here we are with Klaus Schwab. Now, what he's fixing to talk about is how he really loves the way the Chinese run everything, their Communist Party, and the way that they handle things. And let's talk. We'll let him talk a little bit. Here we go.
We have to have a strategic mood. We have to construct the world of tomorrow. It's a systemic transformation of the world. So we have to define how the world should look like, which we want to come out of this transformation period. I respect China's achievements, which are tremendous over the last over 40 years. I think it's a role model for many countries, but I think also we should leave it to each country.
Okay, all right. So I'm pretty sure we've got enough of that there. So let me show you where we're headed with this. I've kind of got a segment rolling. Okay, so this dude. Does anybody remember Ice Cube? I talked about it at the beginning of this whole thing. Okay, Ice Cube is just he was a rapper, of course. I'm just trying to. I'm in my mind wondering. I hope that this audio sounds right when it comes out. I've been having some serious audio issues with this thing. I don't know what's going on with my computer, guys. But last night I was going to try to get a video out, but I did about a half hour, mini show right quick, and when I went to get it all clipped together, it sounded so bad. It was late. I just loaded everything up and went home. I said I don't have much internet there, and there's a reason for that. So, anyways. So I was lost in thought for that, so I hope this works. But anyways, rapper, actor Ice Cube has been an enthusiastic mass promoter during the pandemic, even producing a line of mask-inspiring clothing. Check yourself. Check yourself. Before you wreck yourself. I remember the song. I do. That was a pretty hardcore song in its day, to be honest with you, man. We had no idea where things were about to head. We were like, oh my gosh, that's some hardcore rap. No. It got way harder core. Now it went from hardcore to just naked rap. Everybody's naked rap now. Like Cardi B and all that stuff. Take your clothes off. Everybody take clothes off. Send a message. Anyway, so after declining to receive the jab, the urging producers of the Cubes claims to have lost a role in Sony's comedy, Oh Hell Nah, for being unaccepted by the other people in the community of the people who have been accepted. So we'll call it that when you get that jab. And it cost him like $9 million. And then he was like, oh, hell no. That's the name of the movie. And here's him talking about it a little bit. I can only play a few seconds of it because I don't want to blast too many F words out there. I'm going to try to get it. Here we go.
Jab, turned down $9 million.
Damn.
Because I didn't want to get the jab.
Didn't want to get...
fuck that jab. And fuck.
Okay. All right. So you pretty much know where he was. But so, and here, wait a minute. Here's Fauci.
Over the last.
I'm just trying to keep them on time.
The answer is, if there are oversight hearings, absolutely.
This is where we're headed with Fauci. Now you got to remember he's kind of short, but they didn't have the little stool for him to stand there, and so he had to kind kind of wing it. And actually, this is what it looks like before they change it. Whenever he goes out to mainstream, it looks like
testifying.
that.
We can defend and explain and stand by everything that we've said. So I have nothing to hide.
Just a quick follow-up on that. I'm just trying to keep them on
All right.
time.
The answer is, if there are oversight hearings.
My goodness. All right. Anyway, so this. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. So, China. This, what we're about to witness right here is some people in China fleeing a factory where they work at, because what happens in China if they have some kind of outbreak of that stuff that's been going around supposedly that's just, wasn't, doesn't, I better stay away from that subject. But anyways, this stuff that was released, that C word, anyways, the factory will lock you in there with them because they don't want this zero C word policy. And so the workers heard that somebody had tested. I think there was some people that tested positive for the C. And they were like, oh, hell no. This is no joke. This is them jumping the fence before they get locked in to get out of there. No joke. This is what we're doing here. These people are fleeing work this way because they can't. If they try to leave the front way, they're going to be retained and told to go back in because of the C word. And they'll be met by people in like these white suits and masks. And here is, and this is what's going on in the same area in China right now. There's a lockdown protest. Get right here. And this is at an Apple factory, at a phone factory. This is an Apple phone factory right here, and I think people are locked in there, or loved ones or something. I'm not sure exactly. The article it doesn't tell a whole lot, but this is alleged, by the way, YouTube. I'm not claiming anything 100%. But anyways, but just watch the video and you figure it out. Everybody got their masks on. So anyways, that's just another day in China over there. And by the way, this happened in my area right here, Wake County, North Carolina, or the same state that I live in anyhow. This principal died at school Monday. Just checked out. 1 minute they're there, next minute they're not. And then there's some strange things. Let's do a little bit of that thing where like they do that thing where they kind of look into stuff. Let's look at signs, or better yet, like let's look at some coding here, possibly. Can we go there a little bit, guys? So this Corinne Sanders was the principal of Lufkin Road Middle School, and this is where she had passed away. Now you got to remember, a lot of these people, they fell for the sauce, for that pokey poke. And they probably have been kind of brainwashed a little bit, maybe, by a lot of the mainstream media that they're exposed to. Because you've got to remember, a lot of these people aren't on our level, man. We're on a whole different level than a lot of these people. We can see things. This is why you're here. And this water tower is illuminated blood red, and supposedly mourning of the teacher itself. And we all know what blood red stands for. We know what that means, and we know that when you get the pokey poke, you're bowing down. You're kind of like you're letting everybody know that you're down with the stuff. Whatever, you're down with this program, and there's so many things that go behind what could be possibly in that stuff that has to do with things that make it. It's part of I think it's part of the transhumanism. I think it's part of it. It's not the part, but it is a part. And when they know that people either transcended or did whatever they want to call it, and because you got to remember, they have a different God than we do. And when they know that some of the people that are down with their program go away, this is a celebration. It's weird. They call these sacrifices, maybe, possibly, guys. I don't even want to go there, but we'll just speculate a little bit and let you kind of do your own thinking. But it's awful weird that they would do that. Now you've got to remember, Biden had that Hitler speech where he had his hands in the air and all that, and the red in the back, and all the they had the military behind him. A lot of that was a lot of signaling there as well. A lot of speaking without saying anything, and so anyhow. So we do know that they're trying to bring back some of the things that the masks they want people to wear. That's another way of signaling to the people that you're bowing down, that you're accepting their program and you're down with it, and you're going to be controllable, and you'll be maybe useful to them, and that makes you possibly be not as and that's why I'm kind of getting around. I'm trying to wrap my head around how these people think. I'm not saying this is what you need to do. I'm just trying to think. What makes these people tick a little bit, and maybe possibly they think if they just go with the program that they're going to be insulated from what's going on around them and sort of protected in a bubble where they can be allowed to exist, in a sense. Now, not live, but you can exist. I don't know about that. I think part of living is trying to exist. In other words, like, I'm trying to put it in terms where we don't get too crossed up here. Our resistance against the things that they want to do to make us not live provides a pathway of life for us, for me, for you. And so just sitting back and taking this stuff as a way of saying that you're pretty much lost life in itself. So this is why being here is a good thing, and spreading this content and keeping this sort of like, it's, I'd say it's an ultra MAGA, but it isn't. It's a whole big thing. There's a whole big thing going on with what's going on with you guys, all the people in the subscribers, in the comments and all that. And that scares the left more than just the fact that there's Trump out there. I think that's actually what they're more worried about. It's not so much Trump. It's just the fact that we found each other. We found each other, guys. And we're going to make good things happen for everybody in a peaceful way, so that everybody can be happy and not have to worry about this tyranny. At least we can, if nothing else, we can slow it down, back it off a little bit. And that provides a pathway of life for us. And that's why we'll live. That's how we'll thrive. We'll thrive going against them in peace. So I think we can do that. And I think we're going to do that. I think we've got no choice to do that. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here and call it a day. And hopefully this audio is right and I don't have to not do this again, because it always sucks doing it the second time. You never can get the same energy. You always look angry, too, if you're looking, So have a good one, guys. Lots of love. God is definitely in control, and I do appreciate you 100%, all you guys. Thank you. I'm out.